Welcome, dear students. Today, our topic is exercise 10.3 for the chapter Vector Algebra, class 12, subject Mathematics. So, before proceeding the towards exercise, let us have the introduction. Product. Product of vectors. Okay, so we have two methods, two ways how we can multiply two vectors. First one is called scalar product. Scalar product, which is also called as dot product. Second one is vector product. Vector product, which is also called cross product. In this exercise 10.3, we are just having scalar product, which is also called as dot product. Let us try to understand this with one example. Suppose I have one vector a is equal to 3i plus 2j minus 5k, and we have another vector b vector is equal to minus 2i minus 3j minus k, right? So we have to multiply these two vectors. How to multiply? We write this like way: a dot vector b. So this is written as 3i plus 2j minus 5k, dot sign will be there. If you do not insert this dot sign, then dot product of two vectors is meaningless. So please, this is very compulsory to insert the dot symbol. Minus 3j minus k. Okay, so how to multiply now? As in simple algebra, how do we multiply? We take first term, which is 3i. Now we put dot mark again. Second bracket is minus 2i minus 3j minus k. Next time this is plus 2j. Again we put dot symbol, dot product, minus 2i minus 3j minus k, second bracket. Last one is minus 5k, dot symbol, second bracket, minus 2i minus 3j minus k, right? Now what happens? We know that I dot I is equal to 1, I dot j is equal to 0, I dot k is also equal to 0. Similarly, we have j dot I equal to 0, j dot j is equal to 1, j dot k is also equal to 0. So we follow this process. Here this becomes I dot I, 3 into minus 2, which is minus 6. I dot I becomes 1. I dot j is equal to 0. I dot k is equal to 0. Second time, this is plus 2, j dot I 0, j dot j 1. 2 into minus 3, this is minus 6. Lastly, we shall multiply k components. Minus 5 into minus 1 plus 5 is there. So finally 6 minus 6 minus 12 plus 5 minus 7. From this example, what we see, the conclusion is dot product of two vectors is always a scalar quantity. Our next part is angle between two vectors. How to find the angle between two vectors? First of all, suppose A and B, they are two vectors. Then to find the angle between two vectors, we have cos theta is equal to dot product of A and B divide the product of their magnitudes. Magnitude of A into magnitude of vector B. So this way we can find the angle between any two vectors. Now we know that cos theta, if theta is equal to 90 degree, then cos 90 degree is equal to 0. So this, from this relation we can see that vector A is perpendicular to vector B. It means dot product of A and B vectors is equal to 0. So this is the conclusion. One more important result we have, vector A dot vector B can also be written as vector B dot vector A. Okay, so the result is same in both cases. Our next point is projection of a vector on a line. So how to find the projection? Here suppose AB be any line, any vector, and the projection of this vector on line L. Suppose this vector AB makes angle theta with the given line in the anti-clockwise direction. So what is projection of this vector AB? From this point B, we draw any perpendicular on the given line. Now this foot of perpendicular, suppose this. So this AC, vector AC, in short, if we write this as equal to vector P, is called the projection of given vector AB. Vector AB, in short, we name this vector AB as equal to vector A. So projection of vector A is equal to vector P on the given line L. So in this right angled triangle, what we can say, projection is equal to base upon hypotenuse, that is equal to cos theta. So vector P is equal to AB, which is equal to given vector A into cos theta. This is the way how we can find the projection of the given vector on the given line. Now if angle theta is obtuse, this is angle theta and this is the given vector AB, which is named as vector A. Now what we do, again we draw perpendicular here. So this is the foot of perpendicular, point C, 90 degree right angled triangle. So this way, this is P. Again what we say, P is equal to vector A into cos theta is the projection of the given vector on the given line L. In third case, when angle theta is greater than 180 degree less than 270 degree. So this angle is theta. So now here how to find the projection? This way, this point is C and this vector P, this is vector A. Again what we say, projection is equal to A vector into cos theta. Just only what we are saying here, theta is very important. Okay, in this case also we have now angle theta is greater than 270 degree. This is angle theta. So from this B point we draw the perpendicular on the given line. This is right angle triangle now. So this is the projection vector and this is the given vector. So in each case the projection is equal to vector A into cos theta. Okay, so result depends on the value of theta, the given angle. Now we shall discuss the questions of the given exercise 10.3. The very first question is question number 1. Find the angle between two vectors, vector A and vector B, with magnitudes square root of 3 and 2 respectively, having the dot product of vector B and vector B, vector A and vector B is equal to square root of 6. So simply just we apply the formula. Cos theta is equal to dot product of vector A and vector B divide the product of their magnitudes, vector A into vector B. Now we apply the result. What is A dot B? This is given square root of 6. And what is magnitude of vector A? This is given equal to square root of 3. Again magnitude of vector B is equal to 2. So this way we can say this is equal to square root 3 into square root 2 divide square root 3 into square root 2 into square root 2. So square root 3 cancelled, square root 2 cancelled is equal to 1 upon square root 2. So cos theta is equal to 1 upon square root of 2. From this we can conclude that theta is equal to, where cos theta is equal to 1 upon square root 2, this is at 45 degree. So in radian we write 45 degree equal to pi upon 4. So this is the required value of the given of the angle between two vectors, vector A and vector B. Question number 2. Find the angle between the vectors I minus 2j plus 3k and 3i minus 2j plus k. So here we consider the given vector. First vector, suppose this is vector A, is equal to I minus 2j plus 3k. Similarly, we consider the second vector to be equal to vector B is equal to 3i minus 2j plus k. So in order to find the product, so A dot vector B we just multiply the I component with I component, other parts will be equal to 0. I dot I is equal to 1, so this becomes 1, coefficient of I is 1, coefficient of I is 3, 1 into 3, plus coefficient of j is minus 2, coefficient of j is minus 2, plus coefficient of k is 3 into coefficient of k is 1. So finally we have 3 plus 4 plus 3, which is equal to 10. Moreover, magnitude of vector A is equal to square root of coefficient of I is 1, its whole square, plus coefficient of j is minus 2, its whole square, plus coefficient of k is 3, its whole square, which becomes square root of 1 plus 4 plus 9. This is equal to square root of 14. Similarly, magnitude of vector B is equal to square root of 9 plus 4 plus 1. So this is also equal to square root of 14. Right? Now what is the question? Question is find the angle between the vectors. So suppose theta is the angle between A and B. So we can write the formula cos theta is equal to dot product of A and B divide product of their magnitudes A, B. So this implies cos theta is equal to 10 divide square root 14 into square root 14, which becomes 5 upon 7. So this means theta is equal to cos inverse 5 upon 7. So this is the required angle between the two given vectors. Question number 3. Find the projection of vector I minus j on the vector I plus j. So here we consider the first vector to be equal to A. Vector A is equal to I minus j, and we consider the second vector to be equal to B. So vector B is equal to I plus j. Now projection of vector A on vector B is equal to vector A dot unit vector B. So this can be written as vector A dot vector B divide magnitude of vector B, which is equal to, what is vector A? This is I minus j dot, what is vector B? This is I plus j divide magnitude of vector B, square root of coefficient of I component is 1, its whole square, plus coefficient of j is 1, its whole square. So this way we have I coefficient 1, I coefficient 1. So 1 into 1 plus symbol, coefficient of j is minus 1, coefficient of j is 1 divide square root of 2. So this becomes 1 minus 1, 0 upon square root 2. So 0 upon something is equal to 0. So projection of vector A on vector B, projection of vector A on vector B is equal to 0. Our next question, question number 4. Find the projection of vector. Suppose this vector is vector A, I plus 3j plus 7k. On the vector, suppose the name of this vector is vector B. So vector B is equal to 7i minus j plus 8k. So what we do? Projection of vector A on vector B is equal to A vector dot unit vector b, which is equal to vector a dot b vector divide magnitude of vector b. So from here we can find magnitude of vector b, which is equal to square root of 7 sevens are 49 plus 1 plus 8 eights are 64. So this is equal to 50 114, right? So here also we have a vector dot b vector is equal to coefficient of I is equal to 1, coefficient of I is equal to 7, plus coefficient of j is 3, coefficient of j is minus 1, plus coefficient of k is 7 into coefficient of k is 8. So this becomes 7 minus 3 plus 56, which is equal to 60. So this way we can say a dot vector b is equal to 60 divide magnitude of vector b is square root of 114. So this is the required projection of vector a on vector b, 60 upon square root of 114. Next question, question number 5. Show that each of the given three vectors is a unit vector. Vector, suppose the name of this vector is vector A. Suppose this is vector B. And suppose this is vector C. Now we have to prove that these three vectors are unit vectors. For this purpose, the value of their magnitude that should be equal to 1. So here magnitude of vector A, this is equal to 1 upon 7 is constant, we take this outside. Coefficient of I is 2, its whole square, plus coefficient of j is 3, its whole square, plus coefficient of k is 6, its whole square. So this becomes 1 upon 7 into square root of 4 plus 9 plus 36. So 36 plus 4, 40, 49. 49 square root 7. 7 upon 7 is 1. Similarly, we have magnitude of vector b equal to 1 and magnitude of vector c is also equal to 1. So this way we can show that these three vectors are unit vectors. Now second part of the question is show that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. So for this purpose we have to find out the dot product. So let us find the dot product between A and B. So here vector A is equal to 1 upon 7 into 2i plus 3j plus 6k. Dot product B vector is 1 upon 7 into 3i minus 6j plus 2k. Right? So this is equal to 1 upon 7 into 1 upon 7 is 1 upon 49 into coefficient of I is 2, coefficient of I is 3 plus coefficient of j is 3, coefficient of j is minus 6 plus coefficient of k is 6, coefficient of k is 2. So this is equal to 1 upon 49 into 2 into 3 6, 6 into 3 minus 18 plus 6 into 2 12. So 12 plus 6 18, 18 minus 18 0. Therefore, we show here that vector A dot product with vector B is equal to 0. Similarly, vector B dot product with vector C is also equal to 0, and vector C dot vector A is also equal to 0. So what is the conclusion? These three vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other. Our next question is question number 6. Find magnitude of vector A and magnitude of vector B if dot product of vector A plus B and vector A minus B is equal to 8. This is also given that magnitude of vector A is equal to 8 times magnitude of vector B. So here we start dot product of vector A plus vector B with A vector minus vector B is equal to 8. So how to multiply them? First we have A vector dot second bracket vector A minus vector B, second time plus B vector dot A vector minus vector B is equal to 8. So here we proceed like this: A dot A vector A dot vector A, then this minus symbol vector A dot vector B, then plus symbol vector B dot vector A, minus symbol vector B dot vector B is equal to 8. So A dot A meaning is magnitude of vector A whole square. Here A dot B is equal to B dot A. So they are equal but opposite in sign, so they are cancelled. Minus magnitude of vector B, its whole square, is equal to 8. Now we put the value of magnitude of A. So this is 8 magnitude of B. So square becomes 64 magnitude of B whole square minus magnitude of vector B whole square is equal to 8. So this means 63 magnitude of vector B whole square is equal to 8. So what we can say here, magnitude of B whole square is equal to 8 upon 63. That means magnitude of vector B is equal to square root of 8 upon 63. So from here we can find the value of magnitude of vector A. This is also equal to, we just multiply with 8. So this becomes 8 into square root of 8 upon square root 63. Our next question is question number 7. Evaluate the product 3a minus 5b dot product 2a plus 7b. So here first of all we write the first term 3a dot symbol second bracket 2a plus 7b, second term minus 5b dot symbol second bracket 2a plus 7b. So this becomes 3 into 2 6, a dot a plus symbol 3 into 7 21, a dot symbol b minus 5 into 2 minus 10, b dot a minus 5 into 7 minus 35, b dot b. So this becomes 6 into magnitude of vector A whole square, a dot b, b dot a. they are equal. So answer is 21 minus 10 plus 11 a dot b minus 35. This becomes magnitude of vector b whole square. This is the required answer to the given question. Our next question, question number 8 is, find the magnitude of two vectors, vector A and vector B, having the same magnitude and such that the angle between them is 60 degree and their scalar product is 1 upon 2. So how to find the angle? Let theta be the angle between them. So we write cos theta is equal to dot product of A and B divide magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B. So here theta is given to be equal to 60 degree. So we write cos 60 degree and their scalar product. This is also called, dot product is also called scalar product. So answer is 1 upon 2. One more thing is given that same magnitude, that is vector A, magnitude of vector A is equal to magnitude of vector B. Suppose both are equal to k. So we write k into k, which becomes k square, right? So now what is cos 60 degree? The value of cos 60 degree is equal to 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon 2 k square. 1 upon 2 cancelled. So from here we have k square is equal to 1. So k value is plus minus 1. That is magnitude of vector A is equal to magnitude of vector B is equal to plus minus 1. But here we take only positive symbol. So the magnitude of vector A and vector B is equal to 1. Question number 9. Find magnitude of vector x if for a unit vector A dot product of vector A x minus A and vector x plus vector A is equal to 12. So unit vector A, this implies that magnitude of vector A is equal to 1, right? So here we solve this vector x dot product second bracket x plus A second term minus A vector dot product second bracket x plus vector A is equal to right hand side is 12. So this becomes x dot vector x plus vector x dot vector A minus A dot vector x plus minus A vector dot A vector is equal to 12. So this becomes modulus magnitude of vector A x whole square x dot A is equal to A dot x. So they are cancelled. Minus this becomes magnitude of A whole square is equal to 12. Now magnitude of A is equal to 1. This is given. So we write magnitude of vector x whole square minus 1 is equal to 12. So magnitude of vector x whole square is equal to 13, which implies magnitude of x, the value is equal to square root of 13 is the required answer. Next question, question number 10. If vector A is equal to 2i plus 2j plus 3k, vector B is equal to minus I plus 2j plus k, vector C is equal to 3i plus j are such that vector A plus lambda B is perpendicular to vector C. So if they are perpendicular, vector we write it as vector A plus lambda vector B is perpendicular to vector C. This implies dot product A plus lambda vector B dot product with vector C is equal to 0. If these two vectors are perpendicular to each other, it means the dot product between the two is a scalar quantity equal to 0. Therefore, what is A plus lambda B? A is 2i plus 2j plus 3k plus lambda. What is vector B? This is minus I plus 2j plus k. Dot product with C. C vector is 3i plus j is equal to 0. This means we add the corresponding components 2 minus lambda into I plus j. Components are 2 plus 2 lambda into j plus k. Components are 3 plus 1 lambda into k dot product with 3i plus j. K component is not there, so 0 into k is equal to 0, right? So we have multiplying the components of I and I, 2 minus lambda multiplied with 3 plus components of j, 2 plus 2 lambda multiplied with coefficient of j is 1 plus 3 plus lambda coefficient of k into here this is 0 is equal to 0. So this becomes 6 minus 3 lambda plus 2 plus 2 lambda, this is 0 is equal to 0. Mean to say lambda is equal to 8 is the required value of the lambda. Question number 11. Show that magnitude of vector B into vector B plus magnitude of vector B into vector A is perpendicular to magnitude of vector A into B minus magnitude of vector B into A for any two non-zero vectors, vector A and vector B. So if these two vectors are perpendicular, then their dot product should be equal to 0. So let us find the dot product between these two. First one is magnitude of vector A into B plus magnitude of vector B into A. First bracket dot, inside the second bracket we have magnitude of vector A into B minus magnitude of vector B into vector A. So we multiply first term, first bracket is magnitude of vector A into vector B, dot product whole bracket second bracket, this is magnitude of vector A into vector B minus magnitude of vector B into vector A plus second term, this is magnitude of vector B into vector A dot whole second bracket magnitude of vector A into B minus magnitude of vector B into vector A. right? So this way, this is equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector A becomes magnitude of vector A whole square into B dot B. Scalar is multiplied with scalar, vector is multiplied with vector with dot sign minus symbol. Scalar is magnitude of A and magnitude of B, they are multiplied together. Magnitude of A into magnitude of vector B. Vector quantities are B and vector A, so we write it as B dot vector A. Next one is, this was the first bracket, plus second bracket is scalar quantity is B and A, so we can write them as magnitude of A into magnitude of B into A dot B, A dot B. Next minus symbol, magnitude B into magnitude B, magnitude B whole square, A dot A dot A, second bracket close. So what we see here, B dot A is equal to A dot B, so this term is same, cancelled, right? So this in first bracket we have magnitude of A whole square, this is also magnitude of B whole square, and this is minus magnitude of B whole square, this also becomes magnitude of A whole square. So again these two are same, so answer is 0. Ultimately what we got, dot product of these two vectors is equal to 0. So this was to prove, if dot product is 0, then conclusion is that these two given vectors are perpendicular to each other. Next question, question number 12. If A vector dot A vector is equal to 0 and A dot vector B is also equal to 0, then what can be concluded about the vector B? So here nothing is to do vector with vector B, so we can say that vector B can be any vector, any vector. So this is the conclusion, vector B can be any vector, there is no conclusion, only this is what we can say. Question number 13. If vector A comma vector B comma vector C are unit vectors, so what we can say, magnitude of vector A is equal to magnitude of vector B is equal to magnitude of vector C is equal to 1, because they are unit vectors, such that one more condition is given, vector A plus vector B plus vector C is equal to 0 vector. Then find the value of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A. So here what we do, from this given statement we multiply them, A plus B plus C dot, same whole bracket, A plus B plus C, right hand side also 0 multiplied with 0, right? So result, now we have A dot A, first of all multiplying with A vector second bracket, A dot vector B plus A dot vector C. This is the first bracket, we multiplied second bracket with A, second time plus symbol, we multiply now with B, the whole second bracket, so we have B dot A, which can also be written as A dot B, B dot B plus B dot C. So this is the second bracket. Third time we multiply with third, C is multiplied with second bracket, C dot A, or we can write this as A dot C. C dot A, here this A dot C can be written as C dot A, right, plus C dot B, which is equal to B dot C, plus C dot C. Right hand side, 0 dot 0 becomes 0. Vector dot product answer is scalar quantity. So now we have A dot A mean magnitude of A whole square plus A dot B one time, A dot B second time. So 2 times A dot B. B dot C one time, B dot C 2 times, plus 2 times B dot C. Similarly, C dot A 2 times C dot A, plus B dot B mean magnitude of B whole square. C dot C mean magnitude of C whole square is equal to 0. So magnitude of A, magnitude of B, magnitude of C is equal to 1. So this is 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. So taking 2 common, we have A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A plus 3 is equal to 0. So this way we can say the value of A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to minus 3 divide 2. So this is the required value of the given statement. Question number 14 is, if either vector A is a 0 vector or vector B is a 0 vector, then their dot product vector A dot vector B is equal to 0, scalar quantity. But the converse need not be true. Justify your answer with one example. Of course, the converse is not true. Just only one counter example is enough to prove the result. Suppose I have one vector A which is not equal to 0. Suppose this is I minus j, and here I take the second vector B. B vector is equal to vector j plus k. So here A is not equal to 0. B vector is also not equal to 0. But A dot B is equal to A dot B is equal to I minus j dot j plus k. We have to make the dot product equal to 0, see, so we can change the vector as, suppose vector A is equal to I, vector B is equal to j, so their dot product I dot j is 0. So what we do now, let we start from this. Let vector A dot vector B is equal to 0. Then this does not imply that either A is equal to 0 or vector B is a 0 vector, because both are non-zero, right? So this way we have proved the question. Question number 15 is, if the vertices A, B, C of a triangle ABC are 1, 2, 3, -1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2 respectively, then find angle ABC. So first of all we have the triangle ABC. This is ABC. The coordinates of A are 1, 2, 3. B are -1, 0, 0. C are 0, 1, 2. So how to find angle ABC? Angle ABC is equal to angle between BA vector and BC vector BC. Angle ABC is the angle between BA and BC. So here we find BA first of all. BA vector is equal to position vector of A minus position vector of B. 1 minus minus plus 1 into I plus 2 minus 0 J plus 3 minus 0 K, right? Similarly, this becomes 2I plus 2J plus 3K. Similarly, we have to find BC. BC mean C minus B. So 0 minus minus plus 1, 0 plus 1 I plus 1 minus 0 J plus 2 minus 0 K. So this becomes I plus J plus 2K, right? In short, we write this as vector A, BA. Suppose this is vector A, BC. Suppose this is vector B, right? Now we have to find angle theta between vector A and B. Therefore, using cos theta is equal to A dot B divide magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B. So this becomes A dot B. Coefficient of I is 2. Coefficient of I is 1. Plus coefficient of J is 2. Coefficient of J is 1. Plus coefficient of K is 3 into coefficient of K is 2. Divide magnitude of A 2 whole square plus 2 whole square plus 3 whole square into magnitude of B 1 whole square plus 1 whole square plus 2 whole square 4. So we have 2 plus 2 plus 6 divide square root 17 into 6. This is equal to 10 upon square root of 102. So this way angle theta is equal to cos inverse 10 upon square root 102. This is the required angle between the two vectors. Question number 16. Show that the points A 127, B 263 and C 310 minus 1 are collinear. So again, let these 3 points are not collinear. They are forming a triangle. If they are forming a triangle, then vertices they are written here 1, 2, 7. B is written 2, 6, 3. C is the point 3, 10, minus 1. So let angle between BA. First of all, what is vector BA? In short, we write this as vector A is equal to 1 minus 2 minus I plus 2 minus 6 minus 4j plus 7 minus 3 plus 4k. Similarly, BC vector, in short we take this as vector B, is equal to 3 minus 2 I 10 minus 6 plus 4j minus 1 minus 3 minus 4k. Let they make theta angle. So cos theta is equal to A dot B minus 1 into 1 plus minus 4 into 4 plus 4 into minus 4 divide magnitude of vector A 1 plus 16 plus 16 into again 1 plus 16 plus 16. So this becomes cos theta is equal to minus 1 minus 16 minus 16 divide 1 plus 16 plus 16. So cos theta is equal to 1. Cos theta is equal to 1 mean theta is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 0. The conclusion is that these 3 points are collinear. A, B, C are collinear. Right? Now coming to next question. Question number 17. Show that the vectors 2i minus j plus k, I minus 3j minus 5k, 3i minus 4j minus 4k form the vertices of a right angled triangle. So again we have the right angled triangle, any triangle. A, B, C are the vertices. So A is 2 minus 1 1, B is 1 minus 3 minus 5 and C is 3 minus 4 minus 4. So again we find here AB. What is AB? This is equal to B minus A. 1 minus 2 minus I minus 3 plus 1 minus 2j minus 5 minus 1 minus 6k. Similarly, next AB, next is BC. BC is equal to 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2i minus 4 plus 3 minus 1j minus 4 plus 5 plus k. Last one is AC or CA. AC we have 3 minus 2 I minus 4 plus 1 minus 3j minus 4 minus 1 minus 5k. Right? Now we find the magnitudes. Therefore, magnitude of vector AB is equal to square root of 1 plus 4 plus 36 square root of 41. Similarly, magnitude of BC is equal to square root of 4 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to square root 6. Last is magnitude of AC is equal to square root of 1 plus 9 plus 25. This becomes square root 35. So what we see, magnitude of AB whole square is equal to magnitude of BC whole square plus magnitude of AC whole square. Mean to say Pythagoras theorem is satisfied. So hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. It means ABC are the vertices of a right angled triangle.